What we have learned in bioenergetic synchronization technique is that emotions are very important. What most people do is they have a problem and they go to somebody to help them. They go to a doctor, a massage therapist, a chiropractor, whatever. And we call this passive healing because they don't think they have to do anything except go there and pay the bill and then do whatever that person tells them. Well, what we have learned is that that hasn't worked. That's been the practice of medicine, and it hasn't worked. What does work is what we refer to as active healing. And active healing merely means that the patient has to get involved. They have to understand what did they do to create the situation that made their physical complaint necessary. Because we believe in Morter Health System that every physical complaint is an expression of an unlearned lesson. So actively, we want the person to understand what they are trying to learn, how they should respond differently to the stresses of life. That we call active participation. We know that the body has the ability to heal itself. There's no exception to that rule. The only healing power is the intelligence that made the body. So what we have to do in bioenergetic synchronization technique is to learn how to remove the interference. Now, by interference, we mean any thought that causes separation from the physical body, from the power that made it, is termed interference. So the body responds perfectly. You have to understand this. The body responds perfectly. It responds to the intelligence that made it, and if it does, then the person is healthy, happy, and successful. Those people don't come for help. People that come for help are responding perfectly to the interference that they created. No one's punishing them. They just have responded to the stresses of life inappropriately. And what I mean by that is they've responded negatively. And since the universe is a friendly place and a positive place, any negative thought, any negative feeling is going to cause separation from the power that made us in the physical body. So chief complaints occur. Once people understand that the power that made the body is the only power that can heal it, not drugs, not adjusting, not massage, they all change the way people feel. There's no question about that. All these modalities change the way people feel. But we want to get to the cause, and that's what makes bioenergetic synchronization technique just different. We believe that anytime you put force into the body, whether it's needles, whether it's drugs, whether it's any force into the body, will cause the body to defend against that force. And that is the reason we use in bioenergetic synchronization technique just touch, just making the body aware of what it's doing, and then without thought, the innate intelligence of the body will evaluate what it is doing and determine without thought, is it appropriate for present need? And most of the time we find very tight muscles and they're inappropriate for somebody who is horizontal. So we're going to touch the spots that are tight, touch the points on the muscles that are tight. Then the innate intelligence, mainly in this case the cerebellum, will become aware that this is inappropriate for horizontal resting position. It would be okay for standing or lifting, but because it's tight all the time, then it's going to become exhausted, and we know that there are systems and organs and all kinds of physiological changes occur when exhaustion occurs. So we want the body to become aware of what it is doing right here, right now. And is it appropriate? Or is it appropriate for a past experience? So that's what makes B.E.S.T different. With our technique, we're updating the past experience, meaning we're not telling the person to forget it. We are locating where it is stored in the subconscious memory and neutralizing the interference that was placed there by responding negatively to the neighbor.